All right, we are live piano practice number 10. And the title of this is review because I kind of disappeared. I don't know if anyone pays attention to these videos. I didn't do them for like a week or 2 weeks. Kind of burnt myself out like I've been doing. Now, if you want to help and not allow me to burn out as much, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. Comment, link, learn this stuff that helps us, motivates us. But become a member if you want to get piano sheet music and if you want to have say in what we write. We will write what you guys want. All right, so reviewing, getting back into the swing of things. I had to do like a 20-minute warm-up to even get to the point of like playing this again. So it comes back, but it just took a minute. That one's going to take me a second. 1, and 2, and 3, and... Now, here's the great thing. Like, you put a bunch of time in. You know, this is number 10 of these, right? Put a bunch of time in, and you do, like, it comes back. It's muscle memory after a bit. Ideally, you don't miss 2 weeks of practice, but it is what it is sometimes. All right. So we'll try 56, and I'm just going to do right hand a couple times, left hand a couple times, just get back into the groove of things and settle my own self as well. 3, 4, and 1, 2. And 2, and that part's getting me. 2, 3, 4, and so I keep on hearing the left-hand part in my head. I know that sounds a little crazy, but... So it's just throwing me off a little bit. But it's good to be able to, like, zone in on just one hand at a time and kind of pick your battle of, like, okay, so, you know, especially because I like to, from that F, and I like to rush to that D minor, 2. Right, get there a little bit earlier than I have to. Hopefully play the right note this time. Yep. 2, and so I'm able to like kind of fight some of those battles where if I play both hands together, I don't as well. All right, let's do left hand again. Review today. Give me some grace if you want to. 2, and 3, and 4. All right, just kind of getting those kinks out. Gotta watch that one. 1, and 2, and 3, and... Now, if you go back and watch live piano practice number 1, like, I couldn't play that worth a shit. Now it's like kind of, within 5 minutes or so, it's starting to sound, exactly 5 minutes, starting to sound like the song again. All right, let's go back to metronome and see if I can keep this going at 56. 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and so it's coming along. It's coming back to what it was before. I do often recommend like work on a song really really hard, then take a week off from it and come back to it fresh. Now I did it by like just burnout and I was actually gone for a week, so not ideal, and set up and all that BS. But it's good to approach a song fresh and like I can now like pay attention and relax a little bit as I'm playing as well, which is kind of the goal, right? I don't need to be so stressed, but because I'm comfortable enough with the piece now, perfect, yeah. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and now if you want a better breakdown of this, watch the earlier videos. So let's leave that. Now, this intro was kind of what I was tackling before I left. So it's just going to be a little bit of a review. This intro is not easy for me to play at all. And actually, let me move this so you guys can see it on both. We got that 16th note in the beginning, and that's not exciting for me by any means. So we got this 1 and a 2 and so I think 32 is a great place to start. We'll find out. And again, I aptly titled this live as review. It's just going to be a little bit getting this back in my fingers. So 1 and a 2 and 32 is pretty slow. 1 and a 2 and. Then we have this E minor chord on 3 and a 4 and. Yeah, see that whole measure. Again, easy to rush 32. Just gotta relax, play it slow. The best thing you can do is if you're trying this on your own, Just hear the rhythm. Dun, 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 dun. And then the same thing with the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and do that a bunch, and then try to figure out where the metronome fits inside that, or vice versa, where your part fits inside the metronome. Playing with the metronome is like super rewarding, but nobody likes doing it right away. But as soon as you start doing it and commit to it, it's like, oh shit, that totally changes how I play. All right, full measure. 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 just gotta like find that groove, and 32 is kind of fun to play with because it's so slow that if you can find it, sometimes going that slow is just harder than going fast. But like baptism frequency, God bless you as well. Don't know why I got the God bless you, but I'm not gonna turn a God bless you down. But hearing that metronome that slow, like if you can figure out how to play with that, it will make you a phenomenal musician on every instrument. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3. Gotta slow down yet. Like I made my point about playing slow with metronome, and then I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it 100%, and that's okay. The more you do it, the better you'll get. All right, this A minor part got me last time, so let's just 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and. Now, if you're watching this and actually want to learn this song, which I think some people probably might want to do that, the best thing you can do is like, I was doing this for a student the other day. I was recording a video for them of like, here's how I'd practice. 1, 2 and 1. Actually, let me get that rest in there. 1 and 2 and 1 and then I said, stop the video, push pause right here, and you do this if you're on YouTube as well. I don't care about the views. I do because trying to monetize and blah blah blah. But and sorry for the poor Charlie Day impression. I'm a little bit at the end of my night. 1 and 2 and. Count if you want to, or mimic that sound. Best thing you can do right away. And then as soon as I get to the left hand, do that same thing. All right, that's 1 and when I put this together, I'll get that little bit of a flam there. Now I'm gonna screw this rhythm up and deal with that for a bit, but the point still stands of just hearing this. You should be using these videos. Let me tell you what to do with these videos. Using these to pause and repeat. Pause, repeat. Hear the next part, pause, repeat. That's what these are helpful for. Most people can't just sit here and play along with me, right? That's not beneficial, especially if I'm going to repeat something 17 times. Don't know if that's going to help you or not. You should be able to hear the idea and then replicate it on your own. That's what I think you should use these videos for. If you guys think you should do something else, if you think you should like find these videos, put them all in a ball and throw them away, you can do that as well. Dude, that's cool stuff. Baptism of frequency. If you guys are watching this on the other live stream, this is what he just said. I agree with this part. It's kind of a cool idea. He started playing guitar. So baptism of frequency. Started playing guitar during COVID, and it amazes me how sound really works. And that's something cool right there. Because even as I was warming up for this piano, that little bit of reverb on the piano, I was like, oh man, that vibration, that frequency is just kind of cool together, and how frequencies mesh together. Playing slow was hard until I started feeling the music instead of playing. Dude, that brings up such a good point too about sheet music. I was watching an interview with Paul McCartney today, and he's like, "Well, I can't do a British accent. I can barely do my own." He's like, "We didn't know how to read music. We couldn't read sheet music. We couldn't notate anything, but we could play. We could feel it." And I was like, "Man, that's so awesome." Now, but not everyone learns that way, and not everyone has that gift, or maybe wasn't introduced to it at such a young age. Like McCartney, I think was. I mean, he was like really young when he took. Well, he didn't take lessons, but whatever the fuck he did. You guys can look up the Beatles history, but he was young, okay? Because they were in their first band at like 14 or something. So they were around it all the time, right? They heard these notes over and over again. They had a piano sitting in the hall because he wrote Lady Madonna or something on it. I'm just going to fuck up all the Beatles trivia in the world, and you guys can comment below. But the point is, these notes on the page are great. They're a guide. They're a map. They're one way to learn. They're one way to tackle. And it might be for somebody the easiest way to learn. Somebody else might learn from hearing the vibrations over and over again. I'm kind of more, I don't have a very mathematical brain, but the notes make more sense to me, though it took me forever to learn how to count. I was a bad musician for multiple years. I was even a teacher still a teacher, but was a teacher while I was terrible at playing music. But I was always just like, good enough at like relationship stuff and staying ahead of my students to be like, okay, this is what we need to learn this together, and this is how we're going to do it. And it's kind of the same approach to these videos. Like, ideally I'd practice beforehand, and I did warm up on this one because I'm a little rough, but it's more like getting the idea of it down. So, all right, I'm rambling a little bit. Dude, baptism of frequency just wrote much love back. All right. No, not RIP. That'd be death. Just subbed. Was scrolling, but sticking around because something brought me here. That's really cool. Dude, you got to listen to this song, Brandi Carlile. I'm doing shit to it. I'll get this done in like 6 months. But go look at Brandi Carlile's version of her playing this live. Her voice is amazing. If you like frequencies and you're talking about stuff like harmonically together, listen to her version and you'll feel something there. And dude, thanks for paying attention. All right, I'm gonna try to get back to this A minor and tackle some of the things that I've learned before and have to relearn. So we got this one. Now, speaking of chords, sorry, baptism frequency, I love your stuff and I just want to ramp on that. This chord progression of C, right? Kind of that bitter, happy, bitter. And then when they drop to that A minor, and then in my mind, the F redeems it, but then they go back to the D minor. So yeah, please do listen to her version. I'd love to hear what you think about that. All right, I'm going to get my wits about me again. You might ask if I'm like this in actual lessons, and I'm definitely like this. And sometimes kids are like, what the hell? How much caffeine did that guy have today? And even though it's 11:40, I had a late nap. It's 11:40. I'm in Michigan. That's the time here. All right. I'm going to get back to focusing. Baptism frequency. I'd love to see what you're playing. Love to see where we can help you out. And, yeah, if you're learning any songs and you have requests, we slowly get to them. I'm working like 7 part-time jobs right now. All right. So I got this one. That always gets me because it's 1 and 2, and there we go. Now, when I first started learning this, I counted that out a ton, especially that 1. It's got a little bit of a flam to it. Now, much like we were talking about baptism and I'm going to BOF, as I'm going to call you for short for now. I now hear how those I'm going to use frequencies, but notes are the same, right? They're interchangeable. I hear how they play off together, and that's enough for me to go. Now, can I hear it with the metronome? And again, slow at 32. And 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and Now, I will just sit there and repeat that over and over again. Trying to get that little bit of that left hand should lead, right? Now, that's how I like to practice. I think repetition is how we all learn, but like you don't have to be as obsessive as I am sometimes. Now, I do know the payoff, though, is tomorrow morning when I wake up and can just not have to think and play this. So let's try from the C, E minor, and then the A minor. And then actually that F chord isn't bad. My right hand is staying on C and A. Left hand is kind of playing an octave with a C in the middle. So we got and I think we can do all of that. All right. I know I'm rambling. That's what night sessions are going to be like. I'm a little burnt out, but I wanted to practice, I wanted to play, and I wanted to start doing 2 of these a day. Or actually, my goal is 1.6. So some days I have to do 2, some days I can just do 1. But practice, I just want to practice. I want to hopefully help you guys learn the pitfalls of songs. All right, I'm going to quit rambling. My point was I wanted to practice. Don't remember anything else. And 2. Oh, something about 32 being slow. The 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. My brain froze. But get in it with metronome. I think my rambling before was like 32 slow, but it gives me time to think about what's coming next. And then as we speed it up, it'll come together a little bit more. There were some times where I'm a little bit ahead of that metronome. let's try. No, we're not gonna go faster yet because I'd like to get this whole intro done. And actually, somebody requested the rest of the chorus or the rest of the verse and the chorus. I'm gonna do my best to get that. They have a gig on the 20th they want to perform it for, and I would like to help them, which what we try to do here. So this next measure, 1 E and 2 E and be a little sloppy tonight. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and yeah. I think we're gonna try to do the whole measure because it gives me a little time to recover. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 2 E and all right, so just gotta watch that 16th note. 1 E and so left hand is going 1. So while that left hand, or sorry, while the right hand is doing so much work, right? 1 E and 2 E. Yeah, this part got me before. Oops. 1, 2. So on 2, 2 E, 2. Yeah, that was right. 2 E and All right, let's go a little slow. 1 E and 2 E and then what were we going to? So we got 3 and 4. So there's no other way to get through this other than just time in. So that's where we're at right now. 1 E and 2 E and dun 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 gets me. That's essentially what's happening. My brain doesn't hear it that way, so it'll take a second. 2 E and there we go. 3 and 4. All right, let's see if we can hear that. 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 1 E and 2 E and 3. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and so I kind of faked my way through that. You know, I'm counting it up. Obviously, you can hear me. Hopefully, you can hear me count that. So I know when I say 2, right? 1. Sometimes my G is getting in there. That shouldn't. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4. I just have to do that 100 more times. So we're going to do it like 10 more times and then 10 more times tomorrow. Let's count that. Otherwise, I'm going to get the idea of it, but not be able to play it with metronome. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4. So my left hand is I mean, both hands are stopping me from playing it, right? 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and what is it? 3 and both hands together good. So that you hear that hesitation, right? Because both hands have to get to where they need to go. It's just too much for my brain. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4. So what we're gonna do, right hand. I've done this with every instrument you probably see me play on here: drums, guitar, bass, piano. I'm gonna go right hand, right hand, right hand, left hand, left hand, left hand, and try to it's almost like starting an old engine, trying to push it down the hill a little bit. And 2 E and 3 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 1 E and 2 E and being okay with slaughtering that metronome right now, only because it's not what I'm focusing on right now. I'm focusing on kind of trying to get these things going, and then I got to rein it back in. Debating if I want to do this more. Why not? 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 I was close. That's what I'm going to say. All right. Yeah, no, we're going to keep doing this for a couple more minutes. Counting it so we can kind of maybe clean this up. 1 E and 2 E and didn't sound right that time. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 So my first one was good. Then I shit the bed, as they would say. Wet the bed? One of the two. Good. That's good though. That's what you want. You want those little breakthroughs. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I lost it completely. And 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 So you can see it's completely gone now. I'm overthinking it to a degree, and that's fine. I'm about to move on. Yep, brain power gone. Now what I want to do before I completely move on is try to connect that to the first two measures. This is, I just need to be more comfortable with this instrument, right? On guitar, I don't have to look down the entire time. On piano, every once in a while I have to do a glance down to make sure I'm like in the right vicinity. So let's try those three measures. Part of me debates, especially, let's try 35. It's a small enough bump that maybe. And let's put this measure of 2-4 in there to kind of like be a click back, or I want to say click in, but it's at the end. So. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 2 and 1 Okay, so I clearly don't have it memorized, right? What I like about that F, it gives me enough time to think. If I play it right. Yep. Alright. And 4. Up to the D. Alright, I think I can do this. Now here's the nice thing as I interrupt myself. The F and G measure are not that hard. If anything, the 16th note of the D minor measure throws me off on the G a little bit, but probably can manage it. Again, kind of like telling you why I'm okay spending this much time putting this back together. And then really tomorrow will have to be new stuff. And I'm starting a new song too. So, all right, let's do the same thing again. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and I give myself like a B minus. Shit. 1 and 2 and nope, couldn't do it. That wasn't bad. That was really the idea of it, which is what you'd hope for if you're playing piano. And 2 and now you're gonna hear me count through this entire thing again. The joy of everyone. And 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and I tried to play without looking, and you saw what happened. Now, you hear me play with metronome over and over and over again, and then you hear me play without, and you can, there's a little bit of subtlety, or not subtlety, the rhythm flexes a little bit, which actually if you listen to her play it live, she does as well, which is awesome, because it's not just pre-recorded bullshit. But you use the metronome as a guide and then play without. And when I play it without, I'm still kind of like trying to adhere to the correct tempo. But it just allows me that little bit of a breath to think about what's coming next. And then you use that to prepare and play with metronome again. So right hand is going down to the an A and a C, and then left hand is playing this flam. 1 and 2 and then we're going up to the G. So what I'm gonna do is just hit these two measures. And then I'm going to have to put it together because, like, I'll just want to. I was going to tell myself I'd move on after that, but I know that's a lie. Let's do the same thing. Let's give me... let's just hear. Let's do one at a time, even though it's just a repeat of this F. Just trying to like get that into my brain so when I run across it in these 5 measures or 6 measures, 5 measures, it's there. It instantly recall. Or tomorrow morning, it's instantly there. I don't have to like do any work. I want to do the work now. All right. And then we got hand should be playing B and a D. And I feel like in two of these ago, I broke down the intro well. If you guys need it, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Let's learn how to count that. So my left hand is going 1 and 2 and 3. Nope. That would be 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Right hand is going 1 and 2 and 3. Nope. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So when they're together, let's see if I can do that. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So I like the back and forth that it does. Sometimes I leave a note a little early with either right or left hand, so I got to watch out for that. See if I can hear that with metronome. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So it's a little slow on this part. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Speed it up just a little bit. Let's go 38. Then we're going to try for this all together at 38 and call it a good night. And 3, 4. So right hand only. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Left hand. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Both together maybe. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3. So clearly there's some stuff I'm supposed to be holding as I'm playing that, which will resolve as we get comfortable. Right, that whole note should be actually held. Sometimes I let it go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, let's try that with the metronome. 1 and 2 and 3. Hear me having to slow myself down. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and thing that I'm skipping right now that I'll have to add in later is the pedal. I'm doing no pedal work right now. It may be a good idea or bad idea to add that in later. We're going to find out. All right, let's run through it a couple times on our own. Tell I'm uncomfortable and don't know that I have to go to that F afterwards. And also, coming from all those 16th notes, right? This just feels like it's slow. 1 and 2 and up to the G, 3 and 4 and did not count that right at all. Oh, because the 2 4. 1 and 2 and now starting again on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, we're gonna try Don't know how this will go. Actually, let's get rid of this. Put that here. And then I'll use that measure as a turnaround. This is kind of, in my mind, it's about 50 minutes long. So I'm running out of steam, as you can probably tell. You can only handle so many concepts, even though it's a lot of review for me. It's still just like reiterating these ideas. So we'll try to get through this a couple times with metronome, and then if it's too sloppy, I'll do it a couple times without metronome, and then you kind of know the drill. 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1. Right. If you're watching a short stream, it's hard to see the first chord, but you can figure it out. And 3 and now 38's faster than I'm usually playing this, so we'll see how I do. 3 and a 4 and 1. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. So, can tell you already, I can't hear how to get into that F yet. It was close, though. It started almost right. Right. So I need to practice from that A minor. Let's play it a couple times to see if I can do the whole thing. My steam is burning out. And a 2 and 3 and a 4 and A minor. And 4 and 3 and a 2 and a. Alright, we're gonna do a couple of those F's in a row. So we got 1 and 2, and 2, and that is not the right chord. Oh, so I gotta do it from the A minor. 1 and 2. So from the A minor, and this is just something I'm going to have to hit tomorrow morning right away. We have the 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and I got to quit counting that next one as 3, right? It's the G measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I had more patience at this time at night, I would do A minor, F, A minor, F, A minor, F. I don't have that right now, so instead we're just going to play it 2 more times without metronome, 1 time with metronome, and just see where we're at. So where I'm lacking right now is recall, right? It's taking me a second to just hear what's next and we're going to try it one more time with metronome. It might be a complete train wreck. And then, like I said, tomorrow morning we'll hit this. Now, if you guys need the sheet music, you can get it at our website at musicbythemeasurespro.com. We appreciate your guys' business. New subscribers, when you guys sign up, we're happy about that. We're working on some new content and some new ways to distribute some stuff as well that I'm pretty excited about. So stay tuned, and things are growing, he says in a very excited voice. 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and bad idea to start there. But I just didn't want to wait 3 more measures, but we will. 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and I fell apart. All right. So you can tell that my brain's just done. Tomorrow I really need to hit these like little pockets. That's a great way to say it. F to D minor, A minor to F, and hear those transitions, because right now I'm just not hearing anything. So good practice though. Good 2 good sessions today. Music is available, musicbythemeasurespro.com. Like I said, memberships. You can be, if you're a piano only person, you can get one of those for $9.99 a month, 10-piece sheet music, and we're working on some extra goodies as well. Or if you want full instrumentation, which is really great if like you're a teacher that teaches multiple instruments, or if you're a person that wants to learn multiple things. So, and yeah, we'll go from there. You guys have a good rest of your night, and I will see you soon.